I spent 6 or 7 hours yesterday researching the idea of a YouTube channel, and I think I accomplished getting one started, and I thought it might be a good idea to share some of the things that I came across that they might be helpful. It's not a tutorial in any way. It's a 30,000 foot view of some of the objects that would be required. If I had it to do over again, I would in fact create some of these things beforehand, but we learn by doing. Excuse the hat, but for 54 years I worked most of it in a time when you wore a white shirt, a tie, and a suit. And so now, being retired, you get to make the choice, shower or wear a hat. Sorry if that's too much information. But the way I started was on a Windows 10 system using the Edge browser and going into YouTube. And in fact, there's a sign-in on the upper right-hand panel. And it'll show you all the Google accounts that you might have. I, in fact, have some, and Google account seems to me to be the same thing as Gmail. So if you have a Gmail account, and I have one, and I thought for doing this I would like to have a separate one so I didn't get inundated with spam and stuff in my regular account. So looking at tutorials, and there are a bunch of them out there, so I don't need to go through that. But if you do how to start a channel, how to build a channel, how to create a banner, how to create a thumbnail, you'll find more stuff than you have the time to look through. A lot of it are people trying to sell stuff. A lot of it's good information. I don't know, my grandson likes to play Minecraft on my Windows PC, and I help him, and he finds something he wants to do we don't know how to do. We'll always say, search it up, search it up. And, so we'll look on YouTube, and I find that most of the folks there speak really, really fast, and you got to listen to a half hour of dialogue in order to dig out 2 minutes pearl of what it is you want to do. So I did a lot of pearl digging yesterday. So you start out by creating an account. So if you have accounts, you really want to sign out of them and go in and create an account. I went and created one at Google, and then went into YouTube and found that it didn't offer me an option that the tutorial said that I should take. And so I trashed that Google account, and in fact went in the way the tutorial said and did create an account. So you want to prepare your, what is your mail ID going to be, and what's your password going to be. Be prepared that someone else has got that email, so you have to change it. But you create a Gmail account that gives you your Google account, and when you're creating it, you get the option of, is this personal or is this for my business? I think the term is myself or manage business, and you want manage business, they tell me. I haven't run into why or what that's going to give me, other than they said later on collaboration, so whatever that's going to be. So anyway, I got that created, and that simple. I think creating the YouTube channel is probably the easiest part of the process. The next thing then is you go into the studio, where in fact you're going to publish the elements, and what they are looking for is a banner which goes across the screen, and it's kind of complex in the sense that it has to support, a smartphone, tablet, TV, any kind of a device that the YouTube channel would be playing on. So there's criteria to that, tutorials on it. Now, I, being retired on a fixed income, I don't want to spend any money on this effort that I'm doing, so I want free tools. Most of the stuff to create a banner might be subscription products. In fact, there was one listed called GIMP, G-I-M-P, and so I went out to GIMP, and it's a open source software, GNU, which is collaboration of people that work to develop tools, and you donate should you want to their work, but it's not a corporate product, so there's no subscriptions or cost to it. And GIMP is quite extensive, a lot of buttons, and so I in fact set it up on half of my screen, and then a tutorial from YouTube on the other half, and followed the directions step by step. There's so many things that you could do with that. It created a banner page, which is what shows on top of the screen for your channel. The next thing that they wanted was thumbnail, which I didn't understand at first, but it's actually thumbnails, because you will associate one of those with each one of the videos that you upload, and it basically is a index to tell the viewer what this video would be about should they click on it to view it. And again, you need a tool to create the YouTube thumbnail, and they have things that cost money, and I found them referencing Canva, C-A-N-V-A. Now, unfortunately, that one was on iOS, so I had to use my iPad. Still worked fine, downloaded it. They had at the Apple Store 2 selections. One was for the premium with a subscription. The other was the free one. I took the free one, and it worked adequately for creating the thumbnail that I wanted to create. Little difficulty, getting the images between my iPad and Windows 10, but I got those over there and published the thumbnail. And the next thing was to create a video like I am doing right now, and I'm not going to go out and buy cameras and microphones and all the kinds of stuff that looks like a lot of the people do to create studios. I'm going to use the iPad for that, and again, then I have the difficulty of transferring the video image over to the Windows system. But I got that done. Tried to do a little editing on it, and wasn't real successful at that. So I just put it in raw the way it was. But that was it. Then you get your video published. You got a thumbnail on it. You got a banner on your page. You got a picture on your YouTube account ID. That was a lot of the tutorials, show you doing a picture of yourself. I think I'd scare people away rather than draw them, so I don't think that's a good idea. So I had some nice pictures of some flowers from my patio, hibiscuses, and I brought those over from my phone, and they were too big. It has to be less than 4 megabytes, so I just used Paint, the embedded Windows tool, and shrunk it down, and got it over there. So I considered it a success as far as creating a YouTube channel. Probably try to upload this as a follow-up. I don't know how many of those I would do, because it's supposed to be stuff that is interesting. I don't know how much stuff I got that's interesting. And I thank you if you're viewing this. I think the request is like it and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. So if you'll do that, I would appreciate it very much, and good luck if you're starting a YouTube channel.